Hello everyone, welcome to this video. It's been a few days since I made um, any videos at all, so I've been doing a couple today. With this video, I just wanted to have a look at this CD that I picked up. I've seen around. I picked it up in charity shop the other day for £2, but it contains actually bringing it home and putting it on. There's some really good stuff on here. So we're talking about this one, Jazz Guitar Pioneers, part of the Primo collection now. As far as I can see, Primo label that issue budget recordings of 50s and prior to um, uh, classics and collections of jazz, etc. But there's some great stuff on here, as I say, for such a budget one. And we start in the early 1920s and go through to the mid 50s. So CD1 got a couple of Lonnie Johnson tracks there, and I love Lonnie Johnson's early guitar playing. He's a stylist, that bridge between jazz and blues. Such an influence on people like BB King and etc. It's just wonderful style. Love his playing. There's some Eddie Lang on here, Lonnie Johnson and Eddie Lang as well. We've got 4 Django Reinhardt tracks on this one. A couple of Freddie Green, who was held down the rhythm in Count Basie's band. So that's really interesting to have his stuff on there. Near the name Freddie Green bounced around, but you don't often see his stuff on a lot of jazz guitar compilation albums. But here it is, and then to finish it off, there's 4 on CD1. There's 4 tracks by Charlie Christian with the good and bad here, and just absolutely excellent. The fact, its use of the electric guitar, that sound, bringing a sort of acoustic, like, or a jazz technique, but amp it up at that time, obviously still stands as revolutionary. It just invents the guitar, really, as it were, as well. So we go on to side 2. You've got Oscar Moore that played with Nat King Cole here. There's some really great version of G Baby Ain't I Good to You on here. And then it moves on to someone I really like, and that's a really blues-based jazz player, and that's Tiny Grimes. And I want to do a video on Tiny Grimes because he's one of the these days lesser known jazz guitar players, but it's absolutely fantastic. These records are very blues-based, but there's some interesting stuff, interesting bands he ran as well. So then some anecdotes to have. So I will get round to making that. 3 Les Paul tracks on here, which I think are really great. Barney Kessel, I really admire. There's 2 of his, one of Laurindo Amida, the South American guitarist who started on that. Herb Ellis is on here. Herb Ellis, who was held down the place playing guitar for Oscar Peterson on for several years. It's Nothing But the Blues album is really fantastic. It's one of his tracks on here. So Jimmy Rainey, Tal Farlow, who's on the cover, got Minkus on bass, Charles Minkus on bass on one of them, and then a couple of Johnny Smith tracks, really nice. Moonlight in Vermont's on there, Stan Getz on it, and then finishes up with Mundell Lowe playing. So it's earlier stuff. It's the lesser well known than the Wes Montgomerys and the Kenny Burrells and Grant Greens and stuff. This is really digging back into a little bit of a potted history here. In terms of CD, you got it nice jewel case and the sleeve there. So the covers and that, not overly blessed with too many sleeve notes, but enough just to go through what's there. And on the back of jewel case stuff, it tells you what's on it, all the years the stuff was recorded, and that's when you can go and track that down. As I was having a look on Discogs, this doesn't go for terribly much. I think going around 152 quid. But again, just to have this stuff physically, as they say, in your hand is it's great. And I played it yesterday afternoon. It was lovely to play on a Sunday and have a listen to. It's got good sound quality, and it's a great little set. And if you like jazz guitar, or you like Wes and all of those players, but you want to dig a bit deeper, these are well worth having. It's all out there. Stuff's a wealth as people clear their CDs out there, the DVDs and this sort of stuff. It's all out there available to get for little magpies like myself to go and pick up and pore over. And yeah, it's a really nice little set, and I shall keep an eye out for some more stuff when I pop out later and see what I might bring back and review on here. But yeah, definitely Tiny Grimes gonna do on his stuff on his, and I'd like to do a video on some other jazz guitarists that I really like as well. But I'd like to really look at Grant Green, who I've written pieces about, wrote a piece about my Substack, and Kenny Burrell as well. I'd like to really dig into his material a little bit, and his story was absolutely one of my favorite guitar players. So there we are. If you see this around, the Primo Collection 2 CD set called the Jazz Guitar Pioneers, do pick it up. Most of them recommended. So thanks very much. It's a short video here. I'll be back again soon. Have a good day. Thanks very much. Bye bye now.